Finance Committee meeting to order. Before we get going, I know there's some new council members, and I'm trying to remember back to a couple of things that I sat at my first Budget and Finance Committee meeting wondering how it works. So just a couple of how it works things. First of all, the thing that I think was most confusing to me when I started was that we don't have a specific agenda for the committee meetings, and you all may or may not have figured out by now, in order to figure out what we're going to talk about in Budget and Finance, you go through the big agenda and look for every place it says referred to Budget and Finance Committee, and those are the ones that we'll talk about in committee. Votes in committee are recommendations to the council. So when we vote here today, we're not voting to pass or not pass. We're voting to recommend to pass or recommend to not pass. Let's see what else. You're going to see through the course of your time on the committee that we consider a lot of grants. Hopefully you saw in the analysis from Mike Jameson and the council office that the last couple pages had a grant analysis that outlined the basic information. Historically, at least for me, one of the columns I pay a lot of attention to is whether there's any match for Metro. It happens that everything on today's agenda doesn't have any money to be spent by Metro. Of course, you all are welcome to ask whatever questions you want from the department heads about that, but typically, if it doesn't have any Metro spend, at least last term, we didn't spend a lot of time on it. Another item is sole source contracts. We've got a couple of those in here that you may have seen in the materials. Sole source contracts, and we can ask finance to talk about this more when we get to it or in future agendas, but sole source contracts have got a little bit different set of rules, a little different set of paperwork, and one of the things we need to decide as a finance committee is whether we feel like the government is doing its job as far as really making sure something is appropriate for a sole source or not. I think usually it is, but that's worth us taking a look at anything that's a sole source contract. And I thought I saw the Vice Mayor. Vice Mayor, anything else you think I should add?
No, I think you're doing great.
All right, thanks. All right, well, that's all I have. And so for the how does it work stuff, welcome everybody, and we're gonna dive into the agenda. So the first item on the agenda is Resolution RS 2019-2. Sponsor Mendez approves a contract between the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services and the Metro government for establishing rates for court-ordered evaluations and treatment for defendants charged with misdemeanor crimes.
Move. Second.
Any discussion about this one? Councilmember Allen?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think this is great. I have discovered that there are a lot of folks that take advantage of these programs. So do we have, and I didn't see a fiscal note specifically saying we expect to spend this much money on this. Do we know about how many people this comes under and what department's budget it comes out of?
Warner Haskell is here from Warner Haskell is here, I understand. Maybe you can comment on that.
My name's Warner Hassel. I'm court administrator for General Sessions Court. Judge Linda Jones is my presiding judge for General Sessions Court. Last fiscal year, we spent in the neighborhood of around $75,000. It was 130 claims. These were evaluations where the competency to stand trial, or what their mental condition was at the time of their arrest. So it's been averaging pretty well in that figure here over the last few years.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one other question. So
Sure.
I had the honor of attending Veterans Court graduation last week and was just really impressed with how that is a life-changing process when folks do the hard work and get through that. Is this money spent on programs like that as well, or is this just for the competency?
Just a competency only, and it's outpatient only. We don't have enough. I mean, the inpatient and so many of the folks coming through the system do need inpatient, but that would cost around $12,000 for 30 days, so.
Okay, thank you.
Anything
That's all.
else? All right. Councilman Glover?
Just very quickly, Chair, where, which line item does this come out of? Does it come out of the court's budget, or does it come out of the city's operating budget?
Do we have somebody from finance here for that?
It comes out of General Sessions Court's budget.
All right.
And it's misdemeanors only. Felonies are 100% paid by the state of Tennessee.
Okay, so the money is accounted for then. That's really where I was asking. All right, thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you.
And if I may, we actually operated a deficit. We could actually use more money, and might discuss that with you the next time there's a new budget presented, because we actually go in the hole every year on this because we have so many competency evaluations requested that are necessary.
So let's make a note, Judge Jones got to number 1 on the list. Any further discussion about this? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right, we recommend approval. Next, Resolution RS 2019-3, sponsors Mendez Porterfield, approves a grant from the Flora Family Foundation to the Community Education Commission to support a special project fund for the development of new ideas. Is there a motion? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Recommend approval. Resolution RS 2019-4, sponsors Mendez and Hager, approves an in-kind grant from Martin S. Brown to the Metro Nashville Parks and Recreation Department for the design and illustration of signage, tree identification, fabrication, replacement panels, and installation of the Betty Brown Tree Trail. Is there a motion? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? You recommend approval. RS 2019-5, RS 2019-5, sponsors Mendez and Hager, approves a grant from the Nashville Public Library Foundation to the Nashville Public Library to support youth internships through the Opportunity Now initiative. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? You recommend approval. RS 2019-6, Mendez and Hurt, approves an amendment to the grant agreement between the Metro Development and Housing Agency and the Metropolitan Government, Metro Department of Social Services Homeless Impact Division to cover the cost of youth homeless demonstration program. Is there a motion? Any discussion? Councilman Glover?
Thank you, Chair. Just very quickly, can someone explain exactly how this money is used? I'm certain we've heard it before. I just don't remember where these monies are spent and how. Thank you, Chair.
I see Ms. Tackett coming to the front.
Good afternoon. I'm Judy Tackett, Director of the Homeless Impact Division. This is a grant we received, a $3.5 million 2-year grant to further an end to youth homelessness. This in particular is for planning. We have hired a planning coordinator to help move this forward, to help work with, right now it's Oasis Center that actually got the majority of the grants for diversion and rapid rehousing programs to get youth off the streets quickly. I have here with me my assistant director, Abigail Dowell, who has been over all of these grant processes. So if there's some detailed questions, I wanted to introduce her.
Anything else, Mr. Glover?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? Thank you, Ms. Tackett. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, you recommend approval. Next, we've got RS 2019-8, Mendez Hurt approves a grant from the Friends of Metro Animal Care and Control to the Metro Board of Health to support the safety net program, spay, neuter program, and emergency medical fund.
Move.
Any discussion about this one? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? You recommend approval. RS 2019-11, Mendez Hurt approves an amendment to the contract between the Metro Board of Health and Vanderbilt University School of Medicine to participate as a member site in the CDC tuberculosis trials consortium studies. Any discussion? So we'll mark Councilman Roten as abstaining on this one. Any discussion? Noting Roten as abstaining, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, you recommend approval. Thank you. RS 2019-20, Mendez, Pulley, and Nash approves an intergovernmental agreement between the Metro Police Department and the Williamson County. Did I skip a page? Sorry. New guy mistake. We'll go back a few. RS 2019-16, Henderson approves agreements between the Metro government and Harpeth Valley Utility District for water and sewer lines related to utility services at the Ford Ice Center in Bellevue. Is there a motion? Any discussion? Mr. Glover?
Just very quick, is there a letter or is there another sponsor?
I have signed on to this one now. And I'll go ahead and say for this one and 2019-17, which wasn't designated for our committee, that apparently was an administrative error. Both 16 and 17 should have been referred to this committee, and I've signed on to both of them.
All right.
So any discussion on 16? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We recommend approval. And so we'll do 17, even though it doesn't say in the agenda, it's for us, just out of an abundance of caution. It actually goes hand in hand with the one we just did. Resolution RS 2019-17, it's listed as Henderson as sponsor. I'm a co-sponsor now too. A resolution approving agreements between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County and Harpeth Valley Utility District for water and sewer lines related to utility services at Nashville Fire Station number 37 in Bellevue. Is there a motion?
Move.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? We recommend approval. All right, now Resolution RS 2019-18, sponsor Mendez, authorizes the Metro Department of Law to compromise and settle the personal injury claim of Evelyn Carey against Metropolitan Government in the amount of $90,000. Is there a motion? Discussion, Councilman Glover.
Just very quickly, how did we arrive at the $48,000 for pain and suffering?
We'll hand that to legal for that one.
Councilman, there's not any direct scientific way to come up with that. We generally look at the amount of special damages that occur. In this case, I think it was $42,000 or $48,000 in medical expenses. Generally, when you go to court, judges will find some sort of multiplier of the special damages. In this case, if we are able to settle a matter for twice the special damages, that's a good deal.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chair.
Any other questions on this one? All right, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? We recommend approval. Resolution RS 2019-19, Mendez's sponsor, authorizes the Metro Department of Law to compromise and settle the personal injury claim of Don Williamson against Metro government in the amount of $70,000. Sir, any discussion on this one? Having been moved and properly seconded, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? You recommend approval. Moving on to RS 2019-20, Mendez Pulley Nash approves an intergovernmental agreement between the Metro Police Department and the Williamson County Sheriff's Office for the distribution of state grant funds to assist with investigations of internet crimes against children. Is there a motion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, we recommend approval. And let me ask Mr. Jamison, these similar ones that are coming up here, can we do them together? So that's 21 resolutions, 2019-21, 22, 23, and 24. And I'll just read the caption for each. All right. Number 21, approves an intergovernmental agreement between Metro Nashville Police Department and the Tennessee Association of Chiefs of Police for distribution of state grant funds to assist with investigation of internet crimes against children. Resolution dash 22 is approves an intergovernmental agreement between the Metro Nashville Police Department and the Spring Hill Police Department for the distribution of state grant funds to assist with the investigation of internet crimes against children. Resolution 23 approves an intergovernmental agreement between the Metro Nashville Police Department and the Dixon County Sheriff's Office for the distribution of state grant funds to assist with investigations of internet crimes against children. And 24 approves an intergovernmental agreement between Metro Nashville Police Department and the City of Cookeville Police Department for the distribution of state grant funds to assist with investigations of internet crimes against children. Can I have a motion for all four? And any discussion about these? Having been moved in seconds, seeing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, we recommend approval on all four of those. Resolution RS 2019-25, Mendez Pulley Nash, approves a contract between the Metro Nashville Police Department and Pro Mega for the procurement of consumables to be used for testing in the forensic biology unit of the MNPD Crime Lab. And this is one of the sole source ones, and so whether it's finance or the police department, maybe we could hear a little bit about it being sole source.
Good afternoon. I'm Captain Harmon Hunsiker of the Forensic Services Division for the Metropolitan Police Department. I have the crime lab, CSI, and the identification sections. For this particular contract, Pro Mega provides all of our consumables for forensic biology, which is the DNA unit. Any chemicals or any reagents or any products that you use have to be validated, and then your accreditation is based on it. So we are currently accredited through the ANSI National Accreditation Board, otherwise known as ANAB, and our validation is with Pro Mega. So this is a sole source because it's the validation that opened our lab. This is also a continuation of a contract that we had when we opened the lab up 5 years ago. So this is re-upping for another 5 years, and it is currently in our budget.
Thank you. Anybody else have questions or discussion on this one? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, having been properly moved and seconded and seeing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, we recommend approval. RS 2019-26, Mendez Pulley Nash, approves an application for the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant from the United States Department of Justice to the Metro Nashville Police Department for specialized training and equipment for criminal investigations and crime reduction initiatives. Is there a motion? Any discussion? Having been properly moved and seconded, seeing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? We recommend approval. RS 2019-27, Mendez Pulley Nash, approves an intergovernmental agreement between the Metro Nashville Police Department and the Nashville State Community College for extra duty police services. Is there a motion? Discussion, Councilman Glover?
just very quickly, can this kind of be explained a little bit further as far as what that entails?
Sure, it looks like we've got an officer coming up to the front to talk to us about that.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Captain Chris Gilder, the Metro Police Department. So this is basically an agreement that we enter into. You've probably heard of our secondary employment division, or secondary employment unit rather, where individuals, companies can hire Metro police officers in an off-duty capacity, and then they reimburse us at a specified rate, a contractual rate. This is the same thing, except this is between the Metro Police Department and the Nashville State Community College. It's similar to efforts that we have in place with Tennessee State University as well.
All right, thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on this one? All right, having been properly moved and seconded, seeing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? We recommend approval. RS 2019-28, Mendez and Pulley, approves a contract between Metro Government and Zoll Medical Corporation to provide cardiac monitors, automated external defibrillators, accessories, and the performance of preventive maintenance and repairs for the Nashville Fire Department. Is there? And this is another sole source, and Chief Swan, maybe you can talk to us about why it needs to be a sole source.
Yes, Chief Swan, Nashville Fire. Well, basically with Zoll, they are the ones that pretty much we purchase from. So they have all the insight information on them. They keep them updated. And basically, it was just a better deal for us because they, when they came in, they gave us the better pricing. And since we use Zoll products, it's better to use the manufacturers to actually do all the updates on it. So it just made better sense for us to use them.
Thank you.
All right.
Any further discussion on this one? All right, having been moved and properly seconded, no further discussion. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? We recommend approval. RS 2019-29, Mendez and Pulley, approves an application for a Homeland Security grant for the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency to the Office of Emergency Management. Is there a motion? Any discussion on this one? Having been properly moved and seconded, seeing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? We recommend approval. RS 2019-30 urges the Metro Department of Law to compromise and settle the claim of Shondell Brooks as next of kin for Aquila da Silva against Metro Government, requesting that the Metro Legal Department resolve this action expeditedly, and requesting that the Emergency Communications Center adopt a policy for 911 call takers regarding GPS coordinates. Is there a motion? And I will recognize Council Lady Vercher.
Thank you, Chair. I was going to seek for a one meeting deferral with the transition of the administration and everything that's going on with the Department of Law. I want to move for a one meeting deferral. Not that this resolution isn't a good resolution for accountability for us as a government, and provides, again, as I stated before we ended the last term, just closure for the family and policy recommendation for one of our departments. But I want to move for a one meeting deferral so we can allow the administration to get that department in order.
Is there a second for that? Second. Mr. Glover, would you like to be recognized on that? Not now. All right. So we've got a motion to defer for one meeting. It's been seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion to defer, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, we recommend to defer for one meeting. And then in the amendments package, I think we've got a late filed resolution. Sponsor Mendez approves an amendment to a grant from the Tennessee Department of Children's Services to the Davidson County Juvenile Court for a safe baby court to serve at-risk children. Is there a motion? Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right. Then I believe that's the agenda, Mr. Jamison. I guess, let me, anything else, Council Lady Allen? All right, so before we adjourn, I just want to mention, we're going to have the budget process on us in a hurry. And this committee is going to have a lot of work to do. And I think I wanted to share at least my perspective heading into this new term and where we're going to end up is on the budget. And where I'm at right now is our new mayor ran on the promise of finding new sources of revenue for the government and to work on spending issues. And we've got a full 6-7 months before we get to the budget season. And my plan is to support that effort fully, entirely, completely, 100%. And we'll be looking forward to working with the administration on that. And I guess I also want to mention at the mayor's press conference this morning, I've seen quotes in the media where he says that I'll be going with him to visit the comptroller on Thursday this week, and that is in fact taking place. He and I are going. As you all know, if more than one of us goes, then it's a public meeting, which isn't going to happen. I don't think the comptroller is going to hold a public meeting with the council. So I'm going to go, and the topic of conversation is going to be the letter that came from the comptroller's office. I am pleased that the mayor thinks enough of this committee to invite the chair to go along with that meeting, because I think it's important, and I will report back to y'all what takes place at that meeting. And I'm happy to entertain comments or questions or things you guys would like me to keep in mind as I go to do that on Thursday. I know it's not, is it okay for me to talk about that? All right. I see Ms. Vercher is still pressed. That's from before. Ms. Councilor Porterfield?
Thank you so much, Chair. Will you be able to share with us the information that is gained after meeting with the comptroller?
I mean, I think the answer is yes. I mean, I'm not going to bring a court reporter or anything to have a transcript, but it's my intention to be transparent. I mean, I think that they've invited the chair of this committee to go. I'm going to go. The mayor's going to be there. The comptroller's going to be there. I don't think there's any secrets about what takes place there, and so I will report back to you guys what I hear.
Thank you, Chair.
Councilman Druffel?
Yeah, when would we start receiving the capital spending plan from the mayor and start considering that?
I'm going to let Mr. Jamison talk about that.
You may not get one this year, but we would have to await the finance department's determination. What you'll get first will be the capital improvements budget. As you may have heard Chairman Mendez mention at the orientation, the capital improvements budget initially is upon you pretty quickly, October 15th. That is your deadline to submit the capital items that you see the need for in your district. That is a new rule. It's never been applied to an incoming council, and so you are going to see tomorrow Chairman Rosenberg of the Rules Committee introduce a set of rules that tweaks that particular rule slightly and gives you 2 more weeks until the end of October to submit your capital improvements requests. That is the precursor to what the capital spending plan would be. If the capital improvements budget is the menu, the capital spending plan is the order that is handed to the chef. That is what actually allocates the money. But exactly when that comes through as a bond resolution from the finance department, I'm sure they are still doing the math, and you may not get one this year. You may not get one until late next year. That's entirely up to their determinations.
And then, Mr. Glover, are you seeking recognition? Go ahead.
Well, maybe not. Well, I don't know what. There we go. Just very quickly, it does not have to do with what you discussed there, but it does have to do, Mr. Jamison, if you could, last year was somewhat new in that we had multiple substitute budgets, that I'd never seen that before, in the way it had been explained in the past was two. There's the chairs, and then there is one other, and then there are no others, was my understanding of it. So as we start moving towards the budget season, and Chair, you're exactly right, it'll be here before we know it, can we understand and can we get full clarification as to how that will operate? Can it be substitutes, or are we going to go back to amendments to the substitute, or the two substituted budgets, and exactly how that works, so we have just, again, clarification?
Sure. So historically, we have always had the budget offered by the administration, and then the substitute that is introduced historically by the chair. There has never been a prohibition against other substitutes or other amendments. It's just that the rules didn't contemplate more than one, and that was a bit of a historic development this past term, and required some on-the-fly addressing. Technically, the distinction between an amendment and a substitute, it's a matter of degree. If it alters the caption in any way, it has to be a substitute. That's because the caption is considered the preliminary portion of notice to the public. If it's an amendment, however, that substantially alters the text of the bill, that's historically typically called a substitute, because that's what it is. You are changing the gravamen of the bill. But it is a judgment call, and we have certainly had discussions with council members that want something styled as an amendment rather than a substitute, and we just used our best judgment as to what provides the best notice to the public on what's coming. Procedurally, we try to handle them as closely together as possible in terms of timeline compliance and deadlines.
Okay. Yeah, I just think that as we move forward, because I was one of the ones taken aback a little bit at the end of the budget process last year. So I just want to make sure I have clarification, and I think it'd be a good idea if we all have clarification on how that exactly is going to work going forward. Thank you, Chair.
And on that, just following up on that, Mr. Jamison, would it be fair to say that if we want to look at the rules about that, we need to be paying attention when in the next 60 days or so, when the Rules Committee proposes what our council rules of procedure are?
Absolutely. You'll have you'll have temporary rules adopted tomorrow. Those will last you for 60 days. With the exception of that one slight tweak on the CIB dates, those rules will be identical to the rules you ended the last term with, but you'll, over the next 60 days, through the Rules Department, adopt permanent rules for the council's term.
And before I adjourn, the last thing I want to do is announce that the vice chair of the committee is going to be Councilmember Toombs, and I'm glad that she's willing to serve in that role, so thank you very much. With that, unless there's any further business, we will be adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.